All right, so today's video, we are watching another Popcorp video, which have been excellent videos, really cool like concepts and designs, and just really well done videos overall. This one is one UI change for every tank hero in Overwatch 2. Actually, during this too, Popcorp had messaged me and asked if there was anything I had for, I think it was Orisa, and I can't remember who else it was, maybe Ryan. But at the time, I was like, I'm not sure for Orisa, so I'm curious to see what Orisa ends up being. It'll be interesting to see. So really good videos, definitely worth checking out Popcorp's channel. A lot of really cool designs like this. So here we go. I'll start from the beginning.
The Overwatch UI is your main source of information about your hero, and I'm going to make some UI changes to every tank hero to explore potential quality of life improvements and see how they can enhance the gameplay experience.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you think that these changes are unnecessary or might add too much visual clutter, just imagine them as optional features that can be enabled or disabled in the hero settings.
Which is a good option.
When D.Va loses her mech, she essentially becomes a separate hero, commonly known as Baby D.Va. This D.Va variation has its own ultimate meter charge, which you can build to regain your mech. But when you are in a Baby D.Va form,
so you're saying
you lose access
show all
to your
charge.
primary ultimate charge information.
So you're saying show all
what
charge.
Many players might not realize is that self-destruct continues to passively charge in the background.
It does.
Even while you're in Baby D.Va form.
Very niche, but yeah, why not?
So it can be a good UI addition to also see your self-destruct ultimate charging separately from your Baby D.Va ultimate charge. Obviously, it's not super necessary to know how much ultimate you have on your self-destruct, since you can't. I
want to see if a point's brought up
while
here.
You are in Baby D.Va form.
I'll pause in a second.
But it can still be a good quality of life change to have it visible.
Okay, my take on that is it's cool to have that. Why not? Right? Why not have that there? But you know who really needs that? Your teammates. Because, Chad, have you ever, like, hit tab quickly and, like, you see that your teammate has ultimate, but it's actually just your D.Va going into Baby D.Va form, and then you don't hit, you're, like, tab for a little bit, and then you realize your D.Va never had ult. It's just because they just got their mech back. So I think, like, it would also be good to have that, maybe a way to show that on the scoreboard, because sometimes it looks like you have ultimate as D.Va. Like, it looks like you have ultimate, but in reality, you don't. It's just you're getting your Baby D.Va form back. So like, that could be a good addition to that. Like, I don't mind that. I think it's cool. Like, obviously, it's... D.Va has a lot of good information to begin with, so it's like, I get not having something on that one too heavily, but yeah, anyway. All right.
Abilities in Overwatch last for a certain duration, and a lot of them also have a timer UI, whether it be an ability that you're currently using or a duration of a shield. Doomfist, however, has a block ability that is also on a duration, but lacks an appropriate timer UI element that shows it. We can obviously just take the standard timer circle that most heroes have, but I feel like we can make it more interesting and use his power block UI to integrate a timer into it instead.
Let's see.
But that's not all.
Fine.
The Power Matrix perk absorbs projectiles for the first second of its duration. So, what if we also display this crucial 1 second by highlighting the first second of a timer?
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Yeah. That's a cool change.
Oh, and I also saw this very interesting suggestion. So,
And they say chivalry is dead. And they say chivalry is dead.
That's cool. I like that one.
There is one small similarity between Hazard and Junkrat. They are both capable of trapping the enemy players. Junkrat does it with his steel trap, while Hazard does it with his downpour ultimate.
Okay.
But sometimes you can end up trapping someone when they are behind a wall.
And you don't know it?
That's where Junkrat has something that Hazard doesn't.
You don't know it.
The trap notification that Junkrat sees when somebody steps onto his
trap. That would be good for
trap.
Hazard. I'd like that.
As of this moment, there are two ways for Hazard to know if someone is caught in his ultimate without seeing them. A distinct sound cue and a hit marker.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Even then, you might not even notice it. So what if we were to just give Hazard the very same trap indicator as Junkrat?
Let's see. As a tank player, I wouldn't be against that.
So for this one, I had a choice. Either show how many teammates are inside Junkerqueen's commanding shout,
which is, I think, important
or show
regardless.
how many enemies are bleeding from her abilities.
Why not do both?
I decided to go with the second one, because I don't want Lucio Mafia coming to my doorstep saying how I'm turning Junker Queen into a budget Lucio. So let's go for the bleed indicator.
Why not just do both?
We'll be taking Zenyatta's Orb UI for inspiration. The way it'll work is that it will have 6 individual bars for 5 heroes.
Yeah.
The 6th bar is for Rampage Bleed effect, since it lasts for 4.5 seconds instead of the usual 3 seconds. The number at the bottom will also show you how many targets are bleeding. Whenever you wound a target, it fills up 1 bar. When you
I actually love that UI. The bottom left, that looks really cool. I know it's covered by the yeah, I'll do this for a second.
Change video.
Oh, whoops, what the heck?
It fills up 1 bar.
See? I like how that looks.
It fills 2 bars.
See?
When you hit 2 targets and a third one a second later, It fills the bar equivalent to 3 seconds.
I like that.
Now
That would be a great.
That'd
be a great addition to
players
Queen.
are bleeding and its duration.
Gives you more feedback. I like that.
You know, Mauga reminds me of Heavy from Team Fortress 2. And you know what else is unique about Team Fortress 2?
I didn't play TF2, so I don't know.
Icons. Most weapons in TF2 have a unique kill icon, which will always tell you what weapon ended up killing you. There are 7 ways Mauga can score kills in the game. With his primary gun, with his secondary gun,
Yep.
with both of his guns, with the fire damage,
Okay.
with his overrun ability,
Yep.
with his melee, and Winston one-trick player, rage quitting upon seeing you counter-pick him.
Nope.
And for all of these eliminations, except their overrun and melee, the standard right-pointing arrow is used in the kill feed.
Okay.
So let's change that, shall we?
I'm ready.
Couldn't keep up.
Oh, I see. The icon's different. Yeah, that could be kind of cool. I mean, it changes it up a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. So you can see what the actual... Kind of like when you see Ash get a dynamite kill, it
You
shows
thought I'm
you.
not going to
right?
include a rage quit kill icon.
Yeah,
Do not
why not?
underestimate me. Orisa.
Greetings.
Let me check what I have in store for Orisa. Yeah. I know how much you all love playing Orisa. So let's make this change possible.
Even I didn't know what to say for Orisa on this one, because I don't...
Ramattra has 2 forms. And
To give you an idea, by the way, like I said, I said at the beginning of the video, Popcorp actually was like, hey, do you have anything for Orisa? Like, you're like, do you have any... I'm like, I'll be real with you. I'll try to think of something, but like, for Orisa, I don't play enough Orisa to really know what would be good for like a UI. So like, there's probably something for Orisa that would make sense, but I think an Orisa player might like be... I don't know. It's hard to say.
an Omnic form and a Nemesis form. In Omnic form, he shoots a stream of projectiles and can put a barrier down for protection.
Okay.
While in the Nemesis form, he gains more HP, punches instead of shooting, and uses block to protect himself. However,
Something for the spear?
when
That could be
Ramattra
cool with, like,
switches
the
to
new-
Nemesis form,
I haven't
he
seen the
loses
javelin
track of
one.
his shield cooldown, which can result in situations
I like that one where you stare at the floor. You stare at the floor. The floor stare. The floor stare. Listen, one thing, during this, you gotta do the floor stare, okay? Any Ramattra player knows this. The floor stare. It's called, I just came out of Nemesis form. I want a shield. I don't have shield. I stare at the floor. And you can tell when it's happening because the Ramattra is just staring at the
So
floor,
let's fix that.
trying to put the shield
Whenever
up.
Ramattra transforms to his Nemesis form, the Void Barrier ability icon persists on
Yeah,
the
it's the
screen,
floor
but
stare.
the key binding is removed, so you can always keep track of barrier's cooldown. You see,
Yep.
I'm obviously qualified to give my opinion for Reinhardt's UI change, because I have astonishing 16 hours of
This is the same thing. Pop asked me about Reinhardt too, and I'm like, I'll see if maybe Flats has something on Ryan, because I'll be honest with you. I don't know anything about my Ryan. I think I might match the 16 hours, and I have thousands of hours in this game.
on him. And that is since Overwatch release in 2016. So my expertise is obviously valid for this one.
I like this one.
So
Yep.
the change I have for Reinhardt is an MTD counter. Whenever you pin or shatter an enemy tank, a counter goes up. It is also displayed on the scoreboard, so you can probably show your and enemy team who is a better tank player on the server.
Oh, okay. So I do need to add to this. I think you should go one level above that and add a mischarge counter, and every time you miss a charge, it takes away a point. If that was the case, I would probably have minus 69 points a game. I think you need to add that to the counter, all right? So for every pin you hit, you get the little like thing there. For every pin you miss, okay? I think that would be the play.
With the release of perks, Roadhog has received a perk that allows him to heal his teammates. So if you decide to become a healer, not a support, then sometimes you might want to help out your teammate who is at low HP. But unfortunately, you were too far away from them, thinking that they are within your radius.
That's good.
So the solution here will be to give Roadhog a healing radius whenever he uses his vape ability,
I think that's
as well
fine.
as the icon for the amount of team members inside your radius.
I like that.
Whenever you absorb damage with Sigma's kinetic grasp, 60% of it converts into overhealth.
Yes.
But there's a problem. You don't actually know how much overhealth you'll be receiving until the ability ends.
So maybe you can see the damage
you
you're
can
taking.
sort of tell how much you'll be receiving based on the size of the orb you see in your hand.
I'll be
But
honest
it's
with you,
still
I didn't even know that, to be
So
honest,
let's
because I
play
didn't look
around
at it
with
too
the
much.
HP bar UI.
Okay.
Now, while absorbing damage, your HP bar will display the amount that will be converted
That's good.
into overhealth.
I like that.
Once the ability
I
ends.
never really looked at it.
will
Like,
utilize
I knew it existed, but I don't look at it. Does that make sense? So like I never really look for that like type of signal on Sigma's eat. So it's like I know it exists. I just never look at it when I'm eating the damage. Like if I'm eating damage in front of a Bastion and they keep shooting, like I'm just going, I know I'm gonna have full overshield, right? I think I just played so much Sigma at this point,
indicating that the overhealth is not applied yet.
I think I just played so much Sigma at this point that I know Winston, generally what my overhealth will look like.
Weapon.
Yeah. But that's a good change.
Primary fire, which allows you to zap multiple enemies at once, and the sniper monkey shots, a long-range alternative. Let's focus on the second one. In case you don't know, whenever you press your secondary fire, it charges your shot, and it scales from 15 to 60 damage. However, there is no UI indicator for the charge. You have to rely on timing it yourself and the audio cue. But sometimes you can get the timing wrong and shoot for 50 damage instead of 60.
Out of curiosity, I don't know if this works the same way. If you put default crosshair on Winston, would it show like the charge up? It's called like show accuracy, right? Like or show accuracy. If you just put show accuracy on, would that do it? So there is a charge up. It just needs to be in everything, maybe. So I think it technically exists. If this is what I'm thinking.
10 missing damage points can sometimes matter a lot.
So I wonder if it's more along the lines of like having the right settings or like having it be for everything.
To introduce a charge beam.
It's kind of like, for example, a way to learn like D.Va's spread is actually to use the default crosshair. So when I first played D.Va, I actually used the normal D.Va crosshair because it shows you if you put if you turn off like if you just have it like stay static, you can like see where the spread would go inside of like D.Va's shot. So it was a really easy way to learn how to do D.Va's damage and find more value, right? It's like on D.Va, if you're trying to headshot somebody, if you're aiming at their head with your crosshair, you might be missing a lot of shots. Do you get what I'm saying? So you would want to aim your aim a little bit down to be able to get more of that spread to do more damage. You know, those crosshairs are actually gonna be helpful. Maybe it would be good if it was like more across the board that helps with that.
For his secondary fire, which only appears when you charge it and stays on your screen for a couple of seconds.
But like if the crosshairs aren't showing it, why not have this in the game anyway? As like a way to show it as an indicator so you don't have to use those crosshairs, right?
There's one small quality of life UI change I've always wanted to make for Zarya.
What's that?
Whenever you bubble yourself or a teammate, the bubble technically acts as a temporary HP.
Yes.
But here's the issue.
You don't know how much.
Instead of being displayed on your HP bar, it's completely invisible.
I like that.
This means that when you're taking damage, you have no clear way of knowing how much more damage your bubble can absorb before it breaks. So, what if we displayed bubble HP directly on your HP bar?
That'd be kind of cool.
Both in first person and third person.
Go. I don't know if it does. I'm sorry.
When it comes to UI quality, Wrecking Ball actually has some of the most informative UI elements in the game.
Wrecking Ball does have. I like that Zarya change.
His icon changes based on his form. A ball icon in first person and a hamster icon in third person. When using Adaptive Shield, the icon updates to indicate that you can distribute overhealth to teammates.
Yes, which is kind of new for Wrecking Ball. It's not new, but like it's Overwatch 2.
You can also see how many enemies and teammates are within your Adaptive Shield radius.
Yep.
And if you haven't noticed, when you're high enough off the ground, a dark orange pointing down
there's a lot of really
appears,
good UI stuff.
letting you know that you have enough height to use the pile drive ability. So what I'm trying to say is that the developers have done a fantastic job creating UI for Wrecking Ball. But there's still one more UI change we can apply to Wrecking Ball that the developers have not thought about. If you've seen my previous UI change video, you might already know what's coming.
Is it like going to be a baby Wrecking Ball? I have no idea. Yep, I agree.
I'm not sorry for this one.
Yeah, I agree. No disagreements on my end.
Let me know what UI changes will you like to see for DPS heroes. Feel free to join my Discord server if you have any questions or just want to chat.
Yeah.
Also feel free to become a Patreon. And I'll see you all in the next one.
That was cool. That was really well done. I mean, as I've been saying with Popcorp, very, very good videos, very well done videos, very UI, like, it just really cool, like, concepts. And it's always fun watching them because, like, it definitely there's some things I don't even think about. And then I'm like, okay, this is actually really cool. So, yeah, excellent video. So make sure to check out Popcorp's YouTube, sub to Popcorp if you haven't. Like, just great videos. That's where I'm at with it. So really good job there. I liked a lot of the concepts and possibility of those changes. And maybe there's a world where Blizzard does do that. I mean, Blizzard's been adding more and more, like, quality of life changes to Overwatch, and sometimes videos like this can be important for that because, you know, there's inspiration here, and you can kind of be like, oh, I love that idea, let's do it. So Well done. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment, all that helps. If you want us stuff to react to, my Discords where you can post those, which is in the description below. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam, also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day / night.